Oh, wonders of the world, so many wonders to behold, so many questions in my mind, so many questions, so little time. Answers don't so easily come unless you know to ask someone who is a master of the trade. Ask them how clouds get their shape. Welcome to What the Heck Is That with David Shiventura. Hi everyone, it's me, David, back with another episode of What the Heck Is That? This episode is a big deal because we have a very successful musical talent on the show. I am very excited to welcome LaVance Colley to the show. He had worked with some incredible artists and get to travel all over to share his voice with the world. Let's get into the episode, LaVance. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, David. How are you doing? That's good.
What first made you love music?
I grew up singing in church, and my mother is a gospel singer, and that's kind of how my love for music began, because I would always hear my mother singing beautiful gospel songs, and I wanted to sing like her. And then I just started practicing, and I was actually really good at it naturally, and I kept practicing over and over and over until eventually I got to a place where I was pretty good and very hireable, I guess I should say. So I'm very blessed to have been singing since I was a child, since I was like 3 or 4 years old. So I've always had that practice mentality, even though sometimes I didn't realize I was practicing, because I just love singing so much. I just did it for fun. So yeah, that's kind of how my love for music began.
That is great. I have also been singing from a really young age. I so really understand that. That is so inspiring to me.
Very cool. I'm glad you're inspired.
Do you remember a song or artist who made music so important to you?
Yes, one of my favorite singers is a gospel singer named Karen Clark Sheard. And besides my mother being one of my favorite singers, she was my absolute all-time favorite gospel singer. She's from this gospel group called the Clark Sisters, the legendary Clark Sisters, and they are still singing to this day, and they're gospel icons.
I will have to check out her stuff. How would you describe your style of music if someone asked?
I would say my style of music is a combination of soul, pop, and R&B. I like to fuse all three of those together and kind of give it a new type of sound all its own. That's the closest I think I could describe my type of music.
That is good mix. I like that. What would you say your big music influences are?
Once again, the Clark Sisters and Karen Clark Sheard. Also, a woman named CeCe Winans. She used to be a big influence in my life, and Donnie McClurkin, and a lot of gospel artists. And then once I started listening to a lot of secular R&B music, I liked listening to. I love Janelle Monáe. I've always loved her. I like Beyonce. I like Emile LaRue, who is an old school R&B artist. I'm not sure if she has any music out. And who else? I used to like Music Soul Child back in the day. I don't listen to them that much anymore. Yeah, there's so many different inspirations that I have.
I am going to have to look them up, but I'm sure they really good. What would you say was your big moment or your big break into your music career?
One of my big moments, I would say, was when I was on the John Legend Christmas album. I recorded 10 songs with him in the studio. Sometimes he even was in the booth with me recording some of the background vocals. And that was a really fun experience. But I also have another experience. I also can't forget to talk about Miss Beyonce. I got a chance to work with her back in the day when she was doing a movie called The Fighting Temptations with Cuba Gooding Jr. And I was in the choir for with her for a commercial that we did, and she came up to me and introduced herself to me, and she was like, "Hi, I'm Beyonce," and I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I know who you are." And she asked me who my favorite singers were. We actually had like a really cool conversation. So it was really cool to work with her and also like chat with her. You know, it's cool.
That is amazing. Those are big names that must have been really exciting. You have had so much experience. It is very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I see that you have worked with a lot of really accomplished artists like Donald West and Beyonce. Do you have a favorite moment in mind with someone that really meant a lot to you?
I think it would be when I worked with Shawn Mendes. I didn't realize that he was such a nice person. He's from Canada, so you know they say that Canadians are really nice, and he was definitely your stereotypical, very nice, very sweet Canadian, and he was so cool to hang out with, and also his band members were also very cool to hang out with. That I just fell in love with everybody over there. I was like, I want to tour with you guys. I was like, take me along, but they don't. They only use me for certain things when they have special performances. But when they tour, they like the look of the band to be, you know, Shawn and the band members. So they don't usually use background singers on tour, but or they never have, I should say. So it was really cool working with him. And when I worked with him the few times I did, it was always just so peaceful, and everybody just felt like family. And so it inspired me to be like, oh, I want to go on tour with you.
That sounds like a great experience. If you could work with any artist, who would it be and what would you want to create?
I would really like to work with Janelle Monáe. I would love to do a duet with her. I love the way she writes, and I love the way she arranges as well her vocals, or whoever her team is. Whoever her team is just incredible with like making her sound at her peak finest. And so I would love to work with Janelle Monáe and do a duet with her. She's great. I love her, and she's fabulous, and she's cool and young and beautiful. And yeah, I would like to work with her.
I just wish I knew who it was, but I will just say I am sure that will happen for you. Maybe she will see this interview. I have loved music my whole life and have been going to music concerts for many years. They are really special to me. What is your favorite part about performing at music concerts?
I like the band. My favorite part is just learning the songs and singing with the band members. They're just so talented. They're so amazing. They they're a lot of those band members have played for like major legendary celebrities, the both new and past. And so just the feeling, like I remember one time I did a music show, we had like a full like 50-piece orchestra or something like that, and I was like, I hardly ever get to sing with orchestras, you know. That's a really cool thing. So that's what I like about it, is the musicality of it. It's real music, it's all live. It's how it used to be and how it should be. But yeah.
I know what you mean. I love the energy of the concerts and that it always something different. So that is so cool. You get to be part of it. I feel the same way about music. I always look forward to the concerts. The music is always so amazing. And I also learn a lot about the history of the music and musicians.
Nice, nice. That's wonderful.
Where do you find inspiration when you are writing music?
So, well, it all depends. Sometimes if I'm creating music with a producer who hasn't made the track yet, then I have to pull it from just myself and just kind of just figure out what I want to talk about, what I want to, what subject do I want to discuss, you know, what things I want to write down on paper. Usually like to have a track first, and or at least have some kind of key or something that we're feeling around, and then I let the music kind of just speak to me, and then the words just kind of start to come. Sometimes it can be very fast, and sometimes it can be very long, tedious process, because writing songs is hard, and you know, but it's fun. It's a beautiful process. And yeah, I just wrote a song yesterday. Actually, we wrote it and recorded yesterday for something that I'm working on. So it was fun, and I actually was supposed to turn it in a little bit later, but I was so inspired yesterday. I was like, well, let me just write it and record it today. So I finished early and wrote a beautiful song.
I will have to remember that advice to next time I am working on a song. I know that you are a very talented vocalist, but do you play instruments?
I just play a little bit of the piano. That's about it. I just usually sing. I used to take piano lessons when I was a kid, but I didn't keep up with it. I wish I would have, but I just didn't have the patience for it. But yeah, just piano a little bit, and that's it.
I am also a piano player. I think our songwriters should be. I know that you have recorded covers. What is your favorite cover to sing?
Everybody would expect me to say Halo by Beyonce because I sing in this band called Postmodern Jukebox. But one of my favorite songs to sing is actually the Postmodern Jukebox version of I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith. The way we do that arrangement is very, very, very different from the original arrangement of Sam Smith's. And so it's just fun, and I get to really show off my voice and my range, but it's just, and it's not tiring. It's great. It's a great song. So I would say I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith by Postmodern Jukebox.
I would love to hear you sing it sometime. What about your family? Does anyone else in your family have the pipes?
Yes, my mother sings, my sister sings, my cousins sing, my aunt sing. Yeah, my whole family sings. So I'm really grateful to come from a family of singers.
Your family parties must be full of music. What training have you had to perfect your vocals?
Well, grew up singing in church. That was training, but I didn't realize it was training, but it definitely was training, the best training actually. And then I had a little bit of musical theater training because I did musicals when I was a youngster. I have taken a few vocal lessons, but that was later on after I kind of trained my voice to sound the way it does. I just took vocal lessons to learn like good vocal exercises to strengthen my voice or to good warm-ups and stuff like that. So I haven't had like formal training, just street life training.
Self-taught, I like that. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. It has been wonderful, and I am inspiring to continue with making my music.
Wonderful.
I am so happy to have had a chance to interview such a talented musician who also performs with music. If you have not, you should go check out his music. He is really something. LaVance is proof that hard work can get you far. So don't give up, and keep a lookout for him at the music concerts. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you perform again.
Thank you for having me, David. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, LaVance.
Thank you so much, David. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. Come back soon for another episode of What the Heck Is That? Like, comment, and subscribe, please. So easily come unless you know to ask someone who is a master of the trade. Ask them how clouds get their shape. Welcome to What the Heck Is That with David Shiventura.